for today. You'll excuse. Hello, welcome to the live. I'm actually live on two platforms. That's the beauty. What do we want to talk about today? We should be talking about interesting topics, and the topics is going to be a very interesting topic for all of us. That everyone will be very happy about it. Let's just get started as soon as we can with our beautiful, catchy topics. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so let's see how we can. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, on YouTube we still don't have people watching, but hopefully they will get. Oh, thank you for joining on YouTube. Uh, we're live. We're going to talk briefly about some unlocking opportunities in agriculture. But of course, we want to talk about the future of AI in agriculture. There's some grants, there's some opportunities. Please, it hurts me when you log and then log out. Yeah? It really, really, really pisses me off to see someone logging in and not liking the video. Mm. It's the most annoying thing. Okay, so hopefully we'll get there. We try to get people who are watching this video. All right, maybe I'll go briefly. If the people are not many, we'll try the night time. Yeah, so thank you for joining on YouTube. Please tap on the likes, tap on the love button so that the algorithm pushes the video to other audience so that they can also follow. Yeah, but we're basically going to talk briefly because there are some opportunities that I saw on um, climate change resilience solutions. So what I actually looked at them is that there are some exciting opportunities that we have seen, especially on how AI is going to change the agriculture sector in terms of the unpredictable weather, the climate, because even relying on rainfall data, it's very difficult because the data keeps really, really, really hard for us to predict. Now, I'm just going to try to tell you a little more of the cutting edges of technologies. Yeah, thank you guys for joining on YouTube. I hope my video is audible. I mean, the sound is audible. If you can hear me, please just tap or type in the chat. Probably we talk about it. Our theme is no one should go to bed with an empty stomach. We're trying to provide local solutions that can help us grow our own food. If you're interested in growing your own food, then this is the right place. You can stay around and listen to how we can try to manage our crops and also how we can try to deal with some of the challenges that are actually affecting us using um, some of these technologies we call AI. So we actually work with agricultural professionals and a lot of young people who are interested in tech. And of course, this basically help us to create a good impact that will change the world. And of course, I don't want to tell you more about what I'm doing because it's going to be like selling my idea and then people using the idea to. Anyway, competition is good, but for now, I don't want to talk about them a lot. But just know I do AI in agriculture. Uh, and I'm actually trying to spearhead some of the some of the most interesting things that will also be happening soon in Botswana. If you follow my video, so we'll have some Botswana trips around. Yeah. So let's have the bigger picture. So the issue is climate change. And of course, climate change has been everywhere. Everyone has been talking about climate change. What are some of those challenges and how do we deal with the frequent drought? I've been in a country, a very dry country. I would tell you, Namibia, Windhoek, is a very dry country, and they receive rainfall like 3 months, maybe early Jan, Feb there. But those people were able to do what they call bush farming to deal with these unpredictable weather patterns. And of course, the biggest issues is our farmers, our small scale farmers. How do we make sure that we have food security? How do we make sure that people go to bed when they've eaten something in their stomach? That should be our talk. Now, to make things very interesting is that there are a lot of resources that are around to help us have sustainability. Of course, where now we would have technology to come into play to help. Now, when these technologies come into play, we develop solutions for today, not for tomorrow. And of course, yes, for us to create these solutions that are for today, uh, there are a lot of things that we really have to go through in order to succeed with some of these pressing challenges. Because I know very well that it's not even possible, hmm, if you yourself, who is creating the solution, doesn't have the resources, you don't have the finances to help you create these technologies that will create impacts in people's life. And one of the things that I've seen is that whenever people don't have money, they tend to concentrate mainly on services that bring for them money. And if something doesn't give you money, it's very, very difficult for people to hang around, do do those tasks. So please tap on the like. Now the awesome part of it is that AI in agriculture is actually doing amazing. We've seen quite a number of opportunities that people get when you actually produce or grow your own food. The issue here is that they mention a lot of AI, but what you can do, you can actually do farming, grow crops without soil, or grow them in buckets. And then also you can try as much as possible. If you cannot grow the crops in the buckets, you can also try your best and grow the crops using soil and put the crops in. I'm saying you can grow any of your food. I'm not, because you cannot depend on rainfall. Rainfall is unpredictable. You can predict that it will rain, it won't rain. We guys have all those challenges. Okay. Now, what other things can we do? Of course, AI basically help us with the prediction of the weather conditions and then also detecting the crop diseases. And of course, diseases and drought is one of the things that really, really affect any farmer. If you're going to be a farmer, because you're not supposed to be buying everything, buying food. Yeah, in a small backyard, you can actually grow your own food. And of course, you can also make good use of the water. Like on weekend, do you go to the gym? Now, the, 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 the issue is to understand the soil condition if you're going to grow your crops on soil. Now, do you have enough adequate data about the soil, especially if the soil is too dry, wet, too wet, or is intermediate? And of course, we all know the best time for us to do irrigation. small scale irrigations using this watering can. We can do it early morning and in the evening. Now, I just want to tell you, you need, if you're going to go with AI, you really need data to help you do this. Now, the role of AI in agriculture, basically, the reason why I'm preaching agriculture intelligence is to help us make a difference. You shouldn't have crops in the garden that spends more than 4, 5, 6 months when they have not yet actually produce the fruits. Because if you have data, these crops can actually, within one, okay, 2 to 3 months, you should be able to start harvesting. And if you could do that, that means you can plant 4 times. And with tomato, you may not even have to buy tomato from the garden. You just have to be timing periods. You plant tomatoes like after every 2 weeks. In that way, you will, by the way, you'll save money. You'll save a lot of money. Another thing that I also want to tell you is that we are not very sure on how much we are going to harvest. The yields that comes from the crops. Because if we can't know how much we can harvest, then it is really, really, really very difficult for us. Please tap on the like, copycat, tap on the like. It's going to be a little bit difficult on our end. Now, how do we make sure that we can have these predictive models look at the patterns? So, for farmers to decide on the best time to plant and harvest, if you're going to do irrigation, you can plant anytime, but you cannot look at the time that you need to depend on the rainfall. You need to have a water source that through that water source you should have a small piece of garden that you can irrigate. For large scale farmers, probably they may, of course, those people have capital, they can scale up, now go into automations with AI. Now, so we all know that climate is one of the biggest problems. It's one of the most unpredictable uh, uh, changes that we have actually seen. Now, for us to really, really predict climate, we need to focus mainly on how best can we get a game changer for our crops. Now, here's a question: what's the biggest challenge that climate change poses to farmers? And of course, if you examine it very well, is that climate change is all about temperature. We've lived in a period where we find that the temperature is too hot. Or then Dennis, thank you for joining. Clap on the like. It's too hot. You can't even move out at around 10 or 11. Now, in this way, we now need to focus on irrigation, and that is where the challenge comes in. Then, on the other hand, let's look at drought, or probably something else that we can talk about. Now, if you have anything, those ones on TikTok, please type it in the chat. I'm going live on 2 platforms. I'm live on YouTube and I'm also live on TikTok. Buddy, thank you for joining. I think I met Buddy yesterday online. Buddy, what's up? Tap on the like. Thank you for joining, Buddy. Okay, so Buddy is live. Now, we need to talk about a few things about how are we going to manage the unpredictable weather. Because the best time to predict weather is like 2 to 3 minutes when it's about to rain. Katz Odege, thank you for joining. So now there's another thing that we can do, by the way, to help people. Buddy, thank you for the likes. You need to do what we call irrigation. Even when we are studying, we were being taught about why we should irrigate. Buddy, thank you for the likes. I can see them coming. Thank you. Now, irrigation is very important, but you don't also have to over irrigate, because when you over irrigate, the soil really, really becomes very wet. So you need to have that bit of moderate irrigation where you can have huge returns onto what? Onto the crops. Buddy, thank you, guys. Let's support Buddy. Buddy is amazing. Taps on the likes. Tap many times so that the speed increases. Yeah. So basically, the issues is becoming more and more complex because if you're going to buy water to irrigate a farm, the cost is going to be expensive. You need kind of like a well. And we all know very well that most of the gardens are closer to the water bodies. That's one of the advantages. So basically, AI can help us to optimize the usage of water by monitoring the moisture level in the real, okay, moisture level in real time. Now that is very possible. Maybe you get data after every 2 minutes. There are actually a lot of tools that are out there that monitor the moisture level of every soil. And once you have that data, you can train the data on it. Everyone talks about if you want to do farming, you need to know the soil condition, the moisture level. So this helps you to decide how much water is needed and also to prevent the issue of over irrigation. Remember, I talked about over irrigation. And please try as much as possible if you can, if you have a small space, grow tomatoes, grow some cabbages, grow some, a little bit of food from wherever you are. Okay. Now let's have a quick demo of our idea here. If we going to look at diseases, crop diseases, Cats, thank you for joining. Now, how are you going to deal with uh, the issues of diseases? When we look at crops, we look at the leaves, we say, this plant is not doing well or it's not growing. The physiological features. Cats, thank you for the likes, tap on the likes. So we need to find a way how we can also try to analyze the diseases so that we are very accurate with with our prediction. And then we also get possible solutions and treatment. Okay. Thank you for the likes. We could reach even 1,000 if we could do it much more faster. Yeah. So irrigation is one of the best way. Right now, they have Estonia has put about 10,000 euros for irrigation, and I know very well that there are very few developers who are going to try to tap that area so that they deal with issues of what of irrigation. Now, let me tell you one thing. Because when you're going to invest in this area, you guys are looking for jobs. You listen to people, but here you're basically getting knowledge. I'm about to start driving this channel into the right direction, which I need. The direction is basically to gain knowledge and also get money and travel, go make presentations, create a lot of impact. Thank you for the likes. Please, for those ones who are liking, thank you for the likes. If you could reach 1,000, that would be okay. Plus, now this AI in crop health monitoring, it basically help us to detect early diseases in our crops or plants. Now, when it detects early diseases, then we have a chance of uh, having a natural treatment for the diseases. Thank you for the likes. I'm seeing the likes are really fairly. Feli, thank you for joining. Tap on the like. So, Feli, our topic today is basically how can we go to bed when we have eaten something in our stomach? We realize that a lot of people go to bed without food. Adri, thank you for joining. Audrey, I mean, thank you for joining. So, we say that the best way is for us to grow our own food. And when we grow our own food, we, we can save money because we don't need to be buying everything like tomatoes, onions, those spices, those ingredients that we use. You can grow them. Ethiopian, thank you. Ethiopian girl, thank you for joining. Actually, I've been to Ethiopia and Ethiopians are really, really doing very well with growing crops without soil. We call it hydroponics, using aeroponics farming. If you're growing a crop without soil, it's called hydroponics, okay? Or no soil solutions. And please, we don't want people to go to bed when they're hungry. That's why we are talking about how best can we make sure that our crops yield, we get better yield. Ethiopian girl, thank you for joining. Probably you could tell us how you're doing it in Ethiopia. How are you doing it in Ethiopia? How are you people doing farming in Ethiopia? So now this is the question. How many people know that a poor man's meat is called cowpea? Or this protein we get. Max, Maxi, thank you for joining. AOR, thank you. AOR just after joining for the second time. So, guys, so what is some of the biggest diseases that is hard to detect in your area? Let us know in the comment section. I have a question for you guys. I am sure I'm getting the right audience. My interaction with people is going to be extremely in. We're going to have a discussion in English, and of course, we're basically trying to engage people, the audience. Let's respond to some of these questions. Okay, let's have some discussions in the chat, and let's talk about what are some of the what crop diseases do you think are the hardest to detect? Do you okay? To begin with, are there people who grow their own food? Do you have people who grow their own food? Hmm? If you have people who grow their own food, then what are some of the crop diseases that are hard to detect? Let me get let me get to know your opinion. Now, there's something which is called life AI in agriculture. Now, so far, we have discussed how AI can help us, especially making predictions, having data-driven decisions. Now, what are some of the key highlights of what you have heard about AI in your area? Janat, thank you for joining. Tap on the like. What are some of the you've heard guys talk about AI? What are some of the highlights that you've heard about even uh the Google IO 2024? What have you heard about some of the highlights? Let us try to discuss this. Okay? Tebi, thank you for joining. Now, I want to share with you some of the experiences that I've seen when I travel to a country who actually do what we call bush farming. Feeding your body is always how you feed it. If you see someone looks very small, that person is not feeding the body very well. It's like a cow. If you don't see it growing, it means you don't feed your body very well. And sometimes you may not have money to feed yourself. So it is important to grow your own what? Your own food. Now let's have a very simple example here with with some of the thing which people are doing. It's called precision farming. In Uganda, I think very very few centers have started doing farming using drones. Do people actually fast farm using drones to fly over the crops, capture details of those images, and then also help analyze the spots that are being affected by pests? And what are some of those things that do people still do farming using drones? Because even drones are prohibited to be flown in certain parts. So, but I want to tell you that in Kenya, there's what they call smart irrigation in Africa. In Kenya, AI-powered smart irrigation systems are actually helping farmers deal with drought condition. You know, if you go to the Masai Mara, the Masai region, their area is super dry, and of course, there are some smart irrigation that are there for Africa. And of course, one thing that I also want you to know is that when we talk about smart irrigation, you actually save on water. The water usage actually reduces to 40%. But if you use hydroponics, the water usage actually goes up to 70% reduction. That means you only use 30% of water for irrigation because you're only watering the roots of the crops. And that crop would grow really very healthy. Now, ensuring that we get exactly what we need also to look at some of the proper innovations that are there. Now, for us, we are providing solutions for mapping areas so that we give the data, because different regions, different agroecological zones have different weather patterns. That means if you're going to give solutions to people, let that solution be to the people who live in that region. Ray, thank you for joining. Now, if you're within the city, because I know the audience are scattered all over the world. Now, if you're within the city, I just want to tell you, try to start growing crops in bags. I've seen people do farming in bags, but on small scale. Yeah, basically to help you cut on the cost, because the economy is not well and people are not well. Patron, thank you for joining. Now, I want to tell you something that what can we I have a very specific question that I feel like everyone should get to know. How can you get involved in agriculture? How best can you get big up? Thank you for joining. How best can you get uh, how best can you get involved in agriculture? So how best can you get involved in agriculture? Guys, let me know. Do you people feel like it's very important for us to participate in farming? Because people don't like farming, but there are a lot of things that there are a lot of opportunities in farming. There are people who actually do zero grazing. There are people who farm in a very small area. Like there are people who do poultry and they're making money. Eh? Or you want to be like, oh, let them not farm. If everyone is doing farming, how are we going to sell our products? Yeah, if everyone is doing farming, it's better. Yeah, a job, right? Uh, white mold, cassava, mosaic, white mold. Oh, yeah. Thank you, buddy. So wild mold in cassava. I actually don't grow cassava, but cassava is also very good. It's a very stable food. Do you know you can eat katogo? Buddy is a very nice friend. Comes on your life and supports you flawlessly. Doesn't bite to tap on the like. 1.11.11. Thank you for joining. Buddy, keep it up. That's how we be friends forever. So let's try to engage uh, with, with you people who are online. How best do you participate in farming? Do you think it is necessary to grow your own crops? Must you buy everything from the market? Must you go to the market to buy greens? I know even where you rent houses, there are some small spaces where you can put up some bags and grow your own food. Hmm? Must you must you buy everything? Do you even have enough money to buy everything? Rukundo Kenneth, thank you for joining. Hmm? We don't have all that money to buy everything. Rukundo Didmas, thank you for joining the live. Tap on the like. Do we have money to buy everything? Why can't we just grow our own food? Eh? Now, because this is going to help me, whatever we discuss here is going to help me even provide for you people solutions. Me, I can give you data for regions that I've been in. I've been in Kavale of recent. I was in Nebi. I met with some small scale farmers. Ronnie, thank you for joining. And I also went to Kisoro, and I've gone that side of Mukono in Chituza. Of course, all those people, their data is quite different. The same way you do watering in Mukono is not the same way you do watering in northern Uganda. You actually in northern Uganda, you might use a lot of water to moisture the soil where you're going to grow your crops. And please let me know what kind of crops do you like to eat. Okay, this is $1 million question for everyone. Hmm? Um, what is your favorite greens? What is your favorite greens? What are some of the greens that you prefer eating? Do you, do you prefer eating nakati, spinach? Hmm? What are some of them? You type them in the chat. I know, Luanga, thank you for joining. Luanga Muchibi. Many people, when they go to the restaurant, they ask for greens. Where are the greens? Hmm? Simo, thank you for joining the live stream. All right, so there are a lot of opportunities that you guys can get, but I must tell you that AI data is actually improving crop management. By the way, when we talk about AI, we are talking about machine learning. And of course, when we are talking about machine learning, we are talking about what? Supervised learning and unsupervised learning. Meaning, we are talking about how we can use predictions from label data and then unlabeled data. Unlabeled data means it learns. Super unsupervised learning means the module learns from what? From patterns. Like I can give you a quick example, because when we talk about machine learning is a subset of AI, but uh, which deal with uh, machine learning is basically about predictions. There are algorithms that helps to do that. So it is very important that we understand that. Imagine you have you've been hit by drought. Guys, let's continue tapping. User, thank you for. Imagine you have been hit by drought. You can lose all your crops. But I must tell you one thing, that each and every time you try to predict weather to improve soil, it's very difficult. But if you access data, Rema Olupot, thank you for joining. Tap on the like. So when you access data, this data can actually help you to let's type in the comment section. This data can help you if you're doing farming in a big land, or you're doing home gardening. Actually, those gardens are supposed to be living gardens. Please, everyone should you should love farming. How can we attract very many people into farming so that people can grow their own food? I'm looking forward, because right now there is actually uh, this is the amount of money. I'm just trying to look for this symbol. Eh? Uh-huh. This is the amount of money, hmm, that has been put in AI in agriculture. 10,000 euros. And they need solutions from you. Are you a farmer? Are you passionate about getting that money? Maybe some of you think I am okay. Anyway, I do not actually lie. So let me just get for you the let me pull the link and I give it to you. So these days, by the way, we know we cannot speak everything from the mind, so we try to make sure that hopefully this is the right link. If it is not the right link, I would double check, but this should be the right link. No, 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 no. That link wasn't correct. Guys, tap on the like. Actually, that's the money they are giving people. It's called Agri. Thank you for joining. It's called AgriTech Green Growth. Okay. I'm not so. I think this should be the right link. I want first to confirm if it is the right link, then I share with people. I hope to meet some of the innovators. Uh, okay, let me just give you any opportunity that I have. Right now, I'm just trying to benefit everyone. Let me just give you all the opportunities I have. I don't actually need to hide anything here. Mm. Actually, that money is actually coming from Estonia. Uh, it's actually called Agri AgriHack Uganda from 18th to 20th, 18th to 20th October. I hope I will get that. Okay, I got it. Just needed to get that link that takes me to actually the theme for this year's hackathon. For those of you who are looking for money, by the way, uh, this is looking for money in a more scholarly way. So if you're going to look for money, guys, don't mind about my background. It's kind of like disorganized, but yeah, I hope this is much better. Okay, so that is the opportunity that is there for everyone. Probably I would tell you something on the agri okay, it's called agri growth or green growth. It's a hackathon. Mainly mainly if you're interested in this area. hmm, I would ask you, I know I've not done something. I'm supposed to put kind of like a surveyor. Uh, so guys, these are the key areas. I don't know. Can this thing really allow me to type, or the text are too many? Okay, let me try to drop them one by one. What is your contribution in this area? Because the prices which are really there are really huge. What are your contribution in the area of market and stability access? And then what is your contribution in climate um, climate? Okay, what is your contribution in climate resilience and environmental adaptation? Then what is your contribution in of course, if you're interested, you can hang around. um, are there people who are interested so that I can, buddy, are you interested so that I pull you to be, can you join my life, buddy? So this is the prize to be won. Prize to be won. Yeah, so that's the prize to be won. It's 10,000 euros. Uh, Niwandi, thank you for joining Trust. Uh, could I, can I try to invite Buddy? Buddy, please also support Buddy. Okay, those are the prizes to be won. Now, are there people who want to join? If you want to join, I can send you the invitation. Just type in the chat, I am at work, Buddy. Okay, that's okay. You're calling me sir. That's nice of you. Sir is like being respectful. Nina, thank you for joining. Let's tap on the like. So that's, by the way, those are breakthroughs that guys have. Then we also have diseases and risk management. There are some of the challenges which are there. Yeah, these are the challenges that are there. Then I think the final one, which is the extension, appealing. The problem is the youths. Youths are there looking for white collar jobs. Now, I don't know how we are going to attract youths to be in this area of farming. Guys, by the way, let me tell you what the best area where you can make money freely. You can make money when you go into leisure, because guys like a lot of drinking, travels. People are making money in travels. Francisco, thank you for joining. People are also making money in, apart from travels, people are also making money in what? In tourism, in wildlife. These days, we have seen a lot of people going to the wildlife center, and once they go there, they are able to. I would say they are able to what? The best thing I can say is that for them, once they go to wildlife, they're also able to make some money. Now, so that's one area that I see people are really also trying to get some breakthroughs in it. Okay, okay. Um, Now, what can be your contribution? What can you contribute in some of those areas? Mm? Uh, Doxa, thank you for joining the live stream. What can you do how can we bring the youths into farming? How can we tell the youths that you should join farming? There are a lot of better opportunities in farming. Most youths want to work in offices like this. You want to sit, by the way, this is my personal office. Eh? No one will tell me. That's why I even have a studio microphone. I have another chair there, which is not comfortable. I'm still looking for a better chair. I need a chair which I can sit freely. This chair is good, but it's a very old chair. Now I'm using these small chairs now. Don't know whether you can see it. These are the chairs I'm using. Yeah, that very chair you're seeing. That's the chair I'm now using. So, Joseph, how can we encourage youths to join farming? How do we tell youths that farming is a very profitable farming? With farming, you can go to bed with food in your stomach. How can we do that? How best can we encourage the youths to join farming? Let me know. But but do you guys love farming? I may be talking about uh I may be talking about areas that people are actually not interested in. Mm. People may not be interested in farming. So I'm here yapping about farming when the actual group of people are not farmers. They're not even interested in farming. Mm. Yeah, so those are the opportunities which are there. Mm. You could use them. Yeah. Wani, thank you for joining. Do you have a garden? Do you do farming? Mm. Do you have something in the stomach? Okay. Thank you for the live stream and thank you for tapping on the likes. I thought we would do like 4K, but for some reasons I might have to go and look for something to put in my stomach. The weekend has begun. Johnny, thank you for joining. Ta, 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 ra, ra, ra. All right, guys. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you for the streaming. Okay, let's stop here. I appreciate those who have attended. Yeah, there are a lot of opportunities. Make good use of. Buddy, I'll hit up on you. I try to check out on your DP because Buddy has really, really been very supportive. I think I follow Buddy back. Buddy, you don't post. For you only repost. You can make money. Buddy is having about 188 followers. Everybody doesn't want to make money on internet. There are also those platforms where you can make money without. Yeah, I'm so happy for guys joining, and I would love to have a bigger audience who are tapping, who are asking questions. It makes my live stream much more better, um, so that I get to understand the problems. I don't want to give you from. Yeah, Tony, thank you for joining. Okay, all right, guys. Let me go look for what to eat. Catch you tomorrow on the live stream. All right. Okay, thank you. Let me end the live stream on YouTube as well. Also go on.